No kill so far, no reset. Sandy's at a rampage. That's going to be cleaner first. Then Wizards. Yeah. Oh, that's just pure damage. Here he goes. The ball is slowness. And the Rengar is there for the cleanup.
Yeah, gonna be a fight, ladies and gents. Keepers. Birdie gets used. Dito naman ginamit din.
There is the arm of deception. Holy. Hello guys and welcome back to the Garena LoL Collegiate League Summer 2017. I am Vulcan and with me is Chisto. We will be your shoutcasters for Game 2 coming in from Game 1, and what an exciting Game 1 it was.
Yeah, nice match between LDCU and COC, really back and forth match, but for our next match we have LDCU versus NDDU. It looks like LDCU wants to carry their momentum from their first win into this match and potentially pick up 2 wins today.
So let us see onto the schedule to see what is up. As Chisto said, this will be another continuation of, let's hope, LDCU's momentum facing off against NDDU for Game 2. But let's get actually straight to the drafting phase without wasting any more time, because from that first game, let's see how can LDCU use what they know from that previous game one moving on to NDDU, because we did see that LDCU, they had some fear in their hearts, because we did see that COC, with the composition they had, they were behind, but they were able to come back from 2 clashes. They won 2 clashes, but that small mistake at the choke point in the Baron pit granted LDCU's victory, and that's why they have some confidence. And looks like from that game itself, and DDU already scouting things out. They are going to be banning out some meta junglers, meta tanks. It looks like they are going to be removing Sea Dragon's Rise.
Yeah, Rise from Sea Dragon during the last game really impacted the map with the proactive Realm Warps, helping out their bot lane Snowball. But what's interesting for me here is that LDCU banned Sejuani on blue side, being first pick. I don't think they put priority onto that Sejuani.
Also, they're banning out the Maokai. Interesting. So I love how LDCU is doing, because sometimes when you get priority picks, doesn't mean you're gonna have a good time, because you can easily just be countered. It's either you ban out a certain champion or you build around that champion in a way that you make it completely useless, right?
Yeah, so with these bans coming out, it does leave Lulu open, a priority pick in this match, an abuser of Ardent Sensor and a huge lane bully, and NDDU will respond with a Galio pick.
Oh, interesting pick from NDDU. Oh, and Wombo combo coming in from NDDU. Looks like it will be the Cataclysm entrance with Galio and Jarvan. And we're seeing how we keep talking about the Ardent Sensor. There was this running joke in Worlds 2017 that every time the casters say Ardent Sensor, you take a shot.
Yeah, and maybe they got drunk after the shots because of all the Ardent Sensors. Well,
it's obvious to know that it's overpowered right now.
Yeah, it's really popular item. So for NDD, a lot of AoE here. Of course, a very popular combo is the Jarvan jumping in with the Cataclysm and the Galio right on top, providing all that CC in that choke point provided by the Cataclysm. And so far from NDDU's draft, there's a lot of teamfight potential here.
Let's see though, because for NDDU, they do have priority to... Oh, looks like LDCU will be the ones to remove the Twitch. And looks like the last bans will be 3 ADRs, ADCs, and 1 support ban, which would be the Rakan. So NDDU, they will be locking in that Varus. Varus with the Guinsoo Rage Play Rush. It's a classic. I love it because sometimes I found at first I found it weird, but then I realized that, of course, the Blight stacks enhances the piercing arrow, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. On-hit Varus has been rising in popularity because it works so well with the Ardent Sensor. All that magic damage with the on-hit. Just another shot right
again.
there.
So let's see, will this be LDCU hovering under Tristana and the Ornn? I wonder, will this be a lock-in for LDCU, because they will have a lot of CC, but instead they will be locking in this Nautilus. Looks like NDDU will be the last pick. I wonder what support can bring this Varus all together.
Alice, he can potentially use Ardent Sensor, but it would be really hard for him it'll be really hard for him to actually proc the passive off Ardent Sensor so that Varus can get the bonus attack speed. So for LDCU, like their last game, pretty standard. Hyper carry in the hyper carry Tristana, 2 tanks in top and jungle, control mage in the mid lane, and Ardent Sensor.
See, how many times you said Ardent Sensor, and that, but this time I would have been drunk. So seeing how the Alistar will not be the good user of the Ardent Sensor, so in a way that there is a passive, but it's a bit too late, as you said. I don't think the Ardent Sensor will be a huge pick for the Varus, because he is actually relying on the Green Suits and the resets of the Piercing Arrow. More of a burst. The Ardent Sensor is used for more on the attack speed champions, but let's see. LDCU, they are going to be locking in a lot of CC tankiness coming in, but will this be NDDU using the classic, one of the most new Varus, on-hit Varus with the Grinsus Rage Blade, which by far is actually more powerful than you might actually think.
Yeah, but you know, if Alistar can't use the Ardent Sensor, they of course have the Orianna. And of course, there has been a change to Ardent Sensor this patch where when you use the effect on the teammate, it also affects you. So you also gain the attack speed and bonus magic damage. So Orianna can potentially abuse that if she does the build with Nashor's Tooth. So maybe they'll go for that cheese. I know
that build. I've seen it in the world stage.
Yeah, I believe it was Power of Evil. His build is Rod of Ages into Nashor's Tooth Orianna. Really interesting itemization.
Interesting item, but it's very risky to use because normally you would picture the Orianna in a way to be this gem, a certain key in a certain team clash where just use a shockwave and the Destiny combo will be more than enough, but instead going for a more close quarter combat, more closer range, this further increases the risk of the Orianna. But let's get straight to game 2 of the Mindanao Conference. LDCU on the blue side against NDDU on the red side.
So it looks like LDCU might potentially go for an invade here.
Ooh.
They're 5-man in this bush. They have Nautilus with Q.
They're gonna be very juicy. This will be a very juicy 1v1. Seeing how they do have a lot of CC. The taunt from the Ramas depends on what skill the Hound may have leveled up. Looks like they are sensing something. There is a ward in the middle of the river.
Yeah, let's see if the Hound can produce the same proactive as he had last game into this game, but he's on a different champion in the Ramos. I'm actually a big fan of Ramos. One of my favorite champions.
Why is that?
Because he's so deceptively tanky for what he looks like. He's so small that he doesn't look like a tank, but when you actually try to hit him, you just don't deal damage.
I mean, he has spikes. What part of spikes does not say, I'm not a tank?
Well, maybe he uses those spikes for offense. Well, he kind of does.
It's a turtle, right? This guy's a turtle. I mean, when you think of a turtle...
He's an armadillo.
No, he's a turtle, right?
He's an armadillo.
Ramos the turtle.
No, it's... Okay, so for the jump...
There is the Ninja Turtle skin, right? So I think he's a turtle.
Okay, so looking at the bot lanes here, both bot lane duos opting for barrier and heal here.
Barrier and heal, more defensive items. I think there is a running trend right now where the support is actually the one getting the heal instead of the ADC. And no more exhausts are going to be used because of the Ardent Sensor.
Yeah, heal gives you one more option to proc the Ardent Sensor.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my god, hold on.
Heals or shields, man. We need to stop with this Ardent Sensor.
So wait, you know, okay, that's gonna, so looks like that's gonna be a bit of a weird interaction, but when it comes to early level 2, it looks like it will be Demon Kite. Again, gonna be the one controlling the lane because Tristana and a Lulu, you're adding another steroid to a Tristana to another attack speed boost. Thanks to the Lulu. So this is going to be extra damage coming in from Demon Kite.
Yeah, so let's go over the comps here. And I think what LDCU wants to do with their comp is they want to play around bot lane. They want to get this Tristana ahead in order for her to be able to siege the turrets of NDDU. But NDDU, they do have the wave. They do have forms of wave here. They have very good wave here with Galio, Ori, and Varus. So I think what LDCU wants to do is really get Tristana ahead.
When this Tristana does get ahead, this will be LDCU's ticket for another victory for a really good day. So they do want to secure it this time. They are going to be playing more defensive, more more late game oriented because the Azir and the Tristana will be played by LDCU, whereas we do see that NDDU might just go for a mid game because they do have the Orianna. The Jarvan does fall off into the late game if he builds pure offensive, and the Galio is there for the protection. So it looks like we might expect a lethality Jarvan.
So, looking at the comp of NDDU, they do have a lot of team fight potential here, but
looks like the Hound just got spotted. He does get knocked up. Taunting Airy in the mid lane. He's very low on health. He does burn his summoners. The flash will be on cooldown.
Yeah, so going back to my previous, I want to give the edge to earlier team fighting to NDDU's comp because their champs do work better in the mid game. But once once the carries of Azir and Tristana from LDCU scale, they might potentially out-damage the carries of NDDU. But there's a lot of engage coming out from it. Once they hit 6, there's a lot of engage potential, and I expect it to be an explosive. I expect them to start explosive fights with those engage tools.
When it comes to the heroic entrance and the cataclysm, this will be a common combination where LDCU will most often use. And top that off with the assistance of the shockwave. That is going to be a very huge, the most ideal clash that NDDU might go after to fight against LDCU's composition, where the Azir scales to the late game. The Emperor's Divine will be completely useless because he may not be able to cast it due to the huge burst and CC coming in from the Jarvan, Orianna, and the Galio. It looks like
they can potentially dive Hope, but he is spotted by the ward just as it times out.
KF did get spotted by, LJL did get spotted by the ward.
So okay, it's looks like the team have Oria's base here picked up the Lost Chapter, whereas Azir picked up a Fiendish Codex. So Ori wants to be able to stay in lane longer and do this farm.
You get the more mana sustaining item, the passive that it has over the cooldown reduction. So this is something that is very interesting, in a way that why did this player pick up a cooldown reduction instead of, let's say, a more favorable item like the Fiendish Codex?
Maybe he wants to go for that late game. He wants to stay in lane longer than the Azir. But so far, I think there's been no early game aggression from both junglers. Not really able to find openings for ganks.
Just in a way that this Rammus, the ganks of a Rammus is very predictable. There's a routine, there's a path. It's very basic, linear in a way that you can really predict it and call it out because of the movements. Unlike Jarvan, who can sometimes be unpredictable over a wall, can ignore terrain. So this is something that LDCU will have to face their problems and overcome it, and in a way take the first blood.
Yeah, but
as far as the game goes, it's going pretty slow.
Yeah, but as a Rammus, if you can work with your team and you're able to deny vision, there is very little counterplay to our 600, 700 move speed Rammus coming at you from Fog of War. It's really not that easy to react to be honest, and you will be forced to potentially burn a flash or two just to avoid that taunt.
The taunt is going to be a very annoying tool, and as you said, Chisto, this man just might be the coordination, and he did use his flash to escape.
I think that he could have gone for the kill if Hope timed his ultimate a bit more.
He could have just lured.
Yeah, he could have timed it better to come in with the gank from the Hound. Shockwave will land here.
Shockwave will connect, and here it comes. It's here for the Divine, knocking away the Orianna, but looks like the Divine will not break off. Zeke Dragon has no more mana. He is forced to flash over his wall. The soldiers will slow him down. Looks like the Conquering Sands will slow the advances, and here it comes, assistance from Hope. The Hound gets taken down. The first blood goes to NDDU, maybe a 2-for-1 trade. Hope again using another flash. Heavy resources, burnt by LDCU.
Yeah, really close fight there, but until Marcel just being faster to the collapse, faster than Hope to the collapse, able to pick up first blood on the Hound, and good good kill picked up by NDDU.
And with that said, NDDU will be securing the first blood. It went to the Galio with assistance from the Jarvan and the Orianna. CS-wise, not too much of a difference in the mid lane, but the jungle and top lane, we are seeing some heavy differences.
So, interesting here, Ramos has been out farming this Jarvan. He's actually ahead in items, but I think that will be even out once Jarvan goes back to base. Okay, I want to once Jarvan does reset, I want to see him path towards bot side. I want him to abuse this Alistar and Varus. Of course, Varus being level 6, but let's hold on from that.
Looks like Gak's gonna have it. The Hound will land a taunt. The Conquering Sands is not yet available, but Sea Dragon does have his flash. For the looks like the Hound has his flash for an attempt to secure, but it will be Z Dragon's soldiers doing the favor.
Yeah, Earl got overextending without his flash on cooldown there. But back to my previous point, I want Jarvan to path towards bot side and use the engage tools from Alistar and Varus to pick off members of LDCU and potentially snowball this Varus.
Yeah, but the Varus does snowball. This will benefit NDDU a lot because as far as how Z Dragon is playing, I could see that he will be rushing the Nashor's Tooth. Normally, we don't see Azir's rushing the Nashor's Tooth anymore. Nashor's Tooth anymore because of the 3 Sand Soldiers bonus attack speed. Looks like this will just be more damage spike for Z Dragon.
So, interesting here. So far, no support itemizing towards an Ardent Sensor yet. Especially...
It looks like for the Ardent Sensor to happen, this will just be more of a delay because Koneko has yet to accumulate enough gold. It's very difficult because normally we do see that Tristana does get the Relic Shield to really further increase the income and help this help to support Koneko build the Ardent Sensor quickly. But right now, it looks like he will not be prioritizing the Ardent Sensor that sooner.
Oh, Varus opting for Bilgewater Cutlass here wants more sustain in the lane compared to rushing that Ginsu's Rage Blade, which gives him more DPS.
So it looks like the heal from the Alistar will not be enough, and the Relic Shield, I would favor the Ginsu's Rush more for the Varus instead of a Blade of the Root King. It's more of an item efficient, more gold efficient to get the Ginsu's Rage Blade because it gives you attack speed, AD, AP, scaling attack speed, and it really just benefits the passive of Varus even more.
Yeah, I think why Cat opted for a Bilgewater Cutlass, he wants to get the Blade of the Ring King to get the percent health damage versus the tank line of LDCU. And he also wants a life steal to be able to deal with Ramos's return damage from the W.
In a way that he is planning ahead and investing in items where he may need it when, let's say, a 3v3 does happen.
Failed engage there from Fudge.
Pretty close call for LJL. He did get spotted out. If ever Fudge did engage with the QW combo, that would have been a free ult in for the Jarvan.
Things have kind of slowed down here from both teams, not opting to look for many fights and just
look how all the teams are focusing in the Infernal Drake. They just want this best Drake of the game.
Yeah, that is a juicy objective for both teams to take. It's really gonna help them scale even better into the late game.
So looks like both teams are eyeing this Infernal Drake, whereas we do see the teleports are up for both top laners. If a fight does break down in the river, seeing how 2 wards are placed for both teams in the riverside, this will help more vision control.
Yeah, I do believe that Galio and Nautilus cannot kill each other in lane, just 1v1. They won't deal enough damage to each other, being both mega tanks and CC monsters in this game.
In a way that they're just going to be farming it out, just relaxing. Wait, you know what matters most as a top laner will be the teleport plays, especially when you're a tank.
Yeah, and both teleports are up. We might potentially see a bot lane collapse in the near future in order to transition into an Infernal Drake take. So
But looks like Hope is a bit low on mana compared to Marcelin because of the Eternal passive coming in from the Catalyst. More sustain, more mana, more health. That's gonna be the reason why in the long run Marceline will really have the upper hand against Hope because he has the magic shield. But right now looks like the Hound will be helping him out. LJL will be going in. Looks like a taunt will connect, plus armor reduction and a double knockout with a Cataclysm lockdown. That will be the Hound paying the price. Getting taken up. A Sea Dragon is here with a shifting stance with the Emperor's Divide for a kill for Hope. And looks like a respawn from Erigon. Sea Dragon is very low. Erigon will be taking down this Azir.
Yep. Teams trading 2 for 2 in the end there. Both mid laners collapsing to the top lane after a very extended fight. I wonder if Erigon will chase this down. No.
It was a pretty close call. I thought the Emperor's Divide would at least take away the Hope. Looks like he did survive, so this will be a trap in the bot lane. Drag goes for more health. Looks like Catch does have the barrier. He will be surviving the heal for heal. Fudge tried to deny the jump, failed.
Yeah, interesting interaction there. The rocket jump from Tristana still going off despite the headbutt from Alistar. And I really don't like NDDU not playing around this bot side since they have a lot of engage tools. I want to see them collapse on this bot lane and potentially punish Demon Kite and Koneko for having these defensive summoners down.
In a way that, yeah, you would normally see that the bot lane will be prioritized. And it's weird for, oh, hold that thought. The Hal goes in, taunted again, teleport coming in. Earl God, very low. Z-Dragon takes the kill. Looks like the teleport will be cancelled by both top laners.
Yeah, this is Zir. Sea Dragon picking up early kills again.
This is going to be bad news for NDDU. The lead, the first blood, means nothing when an Azir is 3-1.
Yeah, Sea Dragon looking like he's gonna carry his team again to a victory here, but I don't want to count out NDDU as we haven't seen a full-on 5v5 fight.
And I would really bank on this Varus to really deliver the package, but looks like Tower Dive will happen. Fudge get Polymorph, he can't do anything, no CC, a bit too late. Sea Dragon with the Emperor's Divide. He is going to be taking in some hits, looks like Wild Growth. Fudge is very low, he gets a double kill, Cataclysm for the lockdown, but LJL will be taking it shut down. Koneko was very low. One for, that's not going to be a favorable trade, however. 1 for 2 in favor of LDCU.
Yeah, Sea Dragon's been very proactive with his lead. They're using his lead in the mid lane and translating that into creating a lead for his teammates. I really like the proactiveness coming out of LDCU's mid laner here.
Yeah, the fact that he knows that the Alistar was polymorphed, he couldn't do anything to CC out or at least knock back the Azir. That Lulu did a really good time, the crowd control right there, and really denying the potential for Fudge to protect Cat.
Yeah, but of course with Sea Dragon going for all these roams, it does give Earl God the opportunity to take down mid tower first.
And this is the first turn of the game, so he will be taking away 650 gold. That is a huge chunk of gold, giving a total gold lead of at least almost 2,000.
Yeah, despite the kill lead coming from LDCU, NDDU has the global gold advantage, and it doesn't really show because LDCU has these kills, but NDDU poised to like go for this late game.
When it comes to the late game, both teams have the scaling for it, but all it comes down to how fast you complete your item. Let's say both teams complete their items fully, that's good, but wouldn't really count in a way that, hey, all of you guys have, let's say, 6 items locked in. It all comes down to team clash potential.
Yeah,
and all I can see is NDDU, they have the Galio and Jarvan and Orianna. It's more powerful than a single Azir or a Rammus with a lockup.
Yeah, but despite them having all this AoE, they really haven't used that to combo something on them. I haven't seen them use Cataclysm and Galio ult.
This is actually the trouble of putting Galio at top. You cannot fully utilize the heroic entrance.
So I do expect them to go for that play in the near future. It's just to see what they prioritize on the map. Infernal Drake is still up for the grabs here.
80 minutes in, the first Drake has not yet been slain. This is going to be a very tense game, but it's weird. You know the first Drake is Inferno. Why don't you prioritize it and play around the bot lane? You could have at least secured more Drakes that way, but it was actually going to be a high gamble, high risk, high reward scenario. And see how it's still tensions are high in the Drake area, but see how the bottom lane is completely ignored, and see how the CS is benefiting the Varus even more. Already finishing the Blade of the Rune King compared to the Infinity Edge. Obviously, Cat does not want to pick a fight with Demon Kite.
Yeah, but I think NDDU is beginning to realize that this Infernal Drake is really valuable to their team comp. They're beginning to set up here. They're beginning to slowly set up vision in the bot lane.
Oh, looks like the torment of Chains Varus will help disengage this fight. They do back off. Looks like the Hound only backing away. He did burn the ultimate, so Sea Dragon will be chasing down Earl God. Looks like the soldiers burst of damage. Look at that, a huge burst of attack speed. 1.8 attack speed for this Azir.
Yeah, it's gonna be really hard for Orianna to stay in an extended fight versus an Azir because Azir will just out DPS her. But there is still potential for Orianna to burst down the Azir because he hasn't completed his Rod of Age. He isn't completely sort of stacking it.
This might just be it. Heroic Entrance is available. He just flashed directly inside, missing the Justice Punch, but looks like LJL will be securing the kill. Oh, nice depth charge connecting onto Orianna. Hope is still chasing Earlguard. Heroic Entrance for the save. A bit too late and unneeded.
Sea Dragon getting caught out there.
Cat though gets killed by Demon Kite, and this will be another double kill for Demon Kite. Looks like the Unbreakable Wheel is doing a lot of work for this Alistar, and that would be the double kill for Demon Kite.
Yeah, LDCU instantly returning the aggression of NDDU, and it looks like they will transition these into objectives and potentially the Infernal Drake.
Oh, this is going to be bad news for NDDU. Not a favorable trade at all.
Infernal Drake gives your team bonus AD and AP, and it looks like NDDU will not be able to challenge this.
This will be a free Infernal Drake and a heavy price that NDDU will have to pay. With NDDU securing their first Infernal Drake of the game, the next Drake will be another Infernal. So this is going to be a battle of the Drakes, and seeing how Sea Dragon is very much ahead in this game, getting this Infernal Drake is like getting an extra Rabadon. If he does get the second, quick decisions, quick, fast hands. If he does get the second Infernal Drake, this will be a huge bonus for this Azir.
Okay, now that bot lane outer for ND has been destroyed, I expect LDCU to begin to move this Tristana around the map and take down the rest of the outer turrets of NDDU. And they can potentially use that map pressure. They're going to open up the map with that and potentially look to take a Baron with the Tristana and Azir being ahead.
The fact that if they just take away the Infernal Drake and just focus on the Drake itself, LDCU can already win because of the pure raw stats, the combat stats that it offers. Looks like Hope has no hope of escaping.
That's tricky.
That's a bit tricky there. The depth charge will knock two members of NDDU away. The Hound is there for the save, and I think the depth charge was a saving grace, but on the top side, Sea Dragon gets another kill. This is going to be huge. He has the Roa, he has the Nashor's Tooth. This is going to be very difficult for NDDU with the Nashor's Tooth in the hands of Azir.
Yeah, and of course the Ardent Sensor finally completed for the Lulu. Just gonna buff the attack speed of both Sea Dragon and Demon Kite. So that was an interesting interaction with the Anchor Toss from Nautilus and the Cataclysm. It looked like Cataclysm wasn't able to keep him in.
The impassable terrain, coat and coat. So it was Aragon taking a lot of key. The Shockwave did get used, so there will be no more Shockwave available. They have to dance on the turret to get away. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, the Hound will be chasing down LJL, he does pick him up. Hope is there. But looks like Push will just headbutt him away.
Deal damage to Ramos. Okay, so looks like LDCU will be able to take both towers from NDDU in the top lane. Really opens up the map for them. Their siege is really good here.
And when it comes to more team-oriented fights, I don't think the Galio, Jarvan, and the Orianna will even do anything, because seeing how the Orianna is behind, that is just going to be huge disappointment for NDDU, because they were relying on the Orianna to help them in terms of damage. But they can't do that anymore because the Orianna is very behind. The Virus just went for the Rooted Circuit instead. Looks like we will not be seeing the Rage Blade Rush anymore. And seeing how the Tristana did scale up better, Static Shift and Infinity Edge.
Okay, so let's talk about NDDU being behind, what they have to do here. In order to stop the bleeding, to stop the sieges from LDCU, they need to find and engage. They need to land CC on a key target like Demon Kite or Sea Dragon and just layer the CC, take out the target early in the fight so that they could potentially come back into this game and stop all the sieges from LDCU. Mid lane final outer turret gonna be taken down by LDCU.
That would be the second turret. Second outer turret, actually the last outer turret taken down by LDCU. 4 turrets in, while NDDU only has 2 turrets and the Swordboard.
Yeah, but let's see where LDCU decide to play around here. I want to see them potentially play around this Baron area and set up for that and just buff their sieges.
And this is a Lulu we are talking about. This Azir is going to be hitting like a madman thanks to the Ardent Sensor buff, and they will be rotating towards the bot lane. Sea Dragon will be joining them shortly, where we still see Marceline still in the top lane pushing away his lane, finally destroying the top lane outer turret. But looks like LDCU, they will be taking down this inhibitor turret, trying to take down this inhibitor turret.
Yeah, NDDU not looking to stop the bleeding or not looking for any engages. They're just so afraid of picking a fight versus LDCU, and they're gonna get choked out here. It doesn't. They have to stop the bleeding to the point where they really can't do anything versus LDCU's comp. But so far, LDCU just moving around the map, avoiding fights, just taking objectives from NDDU.
That's what I was talking about. You just need to take objectives like the Infernal Drake, and they already win because of pure raw stats, pure gold it offers. But looks like a fight may break down, but if a fight does break down, this will be Z Dragon's best terrain to fight in, and it looks like NDDU, they do not want to fight in a choke point.
Yeah, LDCU really good at avoiding the engages from and not giving NDDU a chance to start a fight. Again, NDDU just being too hesitant here, they're not stopping LDCU from dictating the pace of the game.
So it looks like from the passive playstyle of NDDU, LDCU might as well just take away the Infernal Drake. That will be live in 10 seconds.
Yeah, I wonder if this will be the moment where NDDU decides to pull the trigger. And if they do win an ensuing teamfight on this Infernal Drake, it may just bring them back into this game.
Here it comes. Looks like Marceline is there for the save, trying to take away some vision. And NDDU, they will not let LDCU take away this Infernal Drake. Who will take the Infernal Drake? Looks like there will be a battle for the Drake with Sea Dragon just melting away the tag. He takes down Fudge. Emperor's Divide for the quick burst with a double kill, making it a triple. No, it will just be Demon Kite taking away his triple with a double kill in, and this will be the triple kill and the ace for Demon Kite.
Yeah, a 5-0 ace for LDC, showing off their lead, flexing their muscles, just destroying the members of NDDU. And they will pick up their second Infernal Drake, and they will potentially pick up this inhibitor tower and inhibitor, and actually think they can end the game here.
I don't think so. The death timers are pretty short, but I would probably say they could have at least remove 2 Nexus turrets.
Yeah, and even if NDDU do hold on here, there is still that Baron up, but
Oh, wait.
LDC is deciding to end the game.
3 members are alive right now. They're just going to risk it all. They're going to go in. Looks like Java will be going in. And the Sea Dragon will be doing the favor of just ending the game. What a surprise for NDDU. With LDCU, the momentum from first game securing their victory against NDDU. I did not see that coming.
Yeah,
actually.
decisive win there
Decisive.
for LDCU. And NDDU, they just look so scared to pick a fight. They look so scared to engage. And they just got choked out. They just lost all their turrets. And they're really not able to respond to what LDCU is dictating across the map.
Because I thought that from that clash itself, I thought 3 members alive, and the members of LDCU were very low, but they were confident. They say, hey, I'm actually ahead, I'm pretty much fat, the Azir is fatter, and that's how they were able to end the game just from that Infernal Drake clash.
Yeah, I think LDCU executed their team comp better. They had a game plan, which was the siege towers, whereas NDDU, they wanted to engage, but they really just didn't pull the trigger on anything. They just seemed too hesitant.
If you're hesitant and afraid, this is the price you're going to pay. And this will be LDCU's second victory for the Mindanao Conference. So congratulations to LDCU for winning against NDDU with a smooth victory. And look
at the
at
damage.
the damage dealt by this Azir. I gotta say from game 1 and game 2, Sea Dragon has been doing exceptionally well, and I think he's the player. And this school, this team is something they have to look out for.
Yeah, and I just want to note, if the Galio on your team does the most damage, then you're definitely doing something wrong with your comp. You're definitely not playing that properly. And yeah, credit to Sea Dragon, really performing across both games actually, really carrying LDCU from the mid lane.
So once again guys, that has been game 2 with LDCU securing their victory against NDDU. There you guys have it. We have been the Shoutcasters. I am Vulcan, and with me is Shisto. We'll be back after a short break for Game 3. Shield, but right now looks like the Hound will be helping him out. LJL will be going in. Looks like a taunt will connect, plus armor reduction and a double knockout with a Cataclysm lockdown. That will be the Hound paying the price. Getting taken up by Sea Dragon is here with a shifting stance with the Emperor's Divide 4. A kill for home, and it looks like a respawn from Erigon. Sea Dragon is very low. Erigon will take the Drake. Looks like it will be a battle for the Drake with Sea Dragon just melting away the tag. He takes down Fudge. Emperor's Divide for the quick burst with a double kill. Making it a triple. No, it will just be Demon Kite taking away his triple with a double kill in, and this will be the triple kill and the ace for Demon Kite.
Yeah, a 5-0 ace for LDC, showing off their flexing their muscles, just destroying the members of NDDU.
Just gonna risk it all. They're gonna go in. Looks like Java will be going in, and then Sea Dragon will be doing the favor of just ending the game. What a surprise for NDDU.
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.